Who's gonna save us in Skibidi Toilet 79 Part 2? Why hasn't Boom released any spoilers? What is this pattern in the red screens? Let's discuss. Without spoilers to analyze, it's hard to predict what will happen. But we have some clues. When Steak asked where the G-Squad went, it immediately prompted Boom to mention that something was missed when predicting Part 2. A bit suspicious, don't you think? It implies the G-Squad directly links to what will happen in Part 2. If so, there's a likely conclusion. They are going to return with their Big Daddy Jimmy. But Plunger, I hear you ask. Didn't Boom say to Steak that someone we like will only kind of return? Yep, and while I previously pondered that, perhaps G-Toilet could kind of appear as a hologram. At this point, I believe that is in reference to Titan Speakerman. I think the kind of means he'll be a tease, something we see towards the end of the episode, similar to what we saw in the Season 22 extra scene. Okay, but what about the ending of Part 1 where the POV camera went offline? We have two options. Either this is a fake-out, like Titan Cameraman's death in 67. For example, maybe in Part 2, the camera won't actually completely cut out, and something else will happen first, and the actual episode will continue from right here. Or, we'll see the POV change. But to who would be a total guess. So why no spoilers? Well, Boom absolutely showered us in images for Part 1, and ended up having to spoil more than he wanted to. Part 2 is a special case. We have one of the most intense cliffhangers so far. Every cameraman there is at risk of dying. The entire camera base is at risk of being destroyed, and there's an anticipation of potentially being saved and moving to the speaker base. So, a shot of any character or location could completely spoil the plot. It makes sense that Boom might want to keep spoilers minimal this time round. Okay, so, finally, did you see the patterns in the screens? For one frame when the screens light up, we see PewDiePie's channel art for a moment. Nah. Actually, it's more like a bunch of concentric red warning signs. I'm curious if these patterns indicate a new advancement of the screen technology that can go through the protective lenses, or if maybe it's always been part of the tech that we've only now been able to see at this scale. Remember, these are the largest kill screens we've ever seen. Perhaps just by virtue of them being larger, it makes them more powerful and concentrated for any individual agent looking at it, without any need for the tech to be different. In conclusion, here's the astro bones of how I believe Part 2 could go down. Our camera won't actually turn off. We'll remain the Speakerman, which sets up our arrival to their base. Instead, we'll see some kind of intervention. The G-Squad may return with G-Toilet and interrupt the Watchman of Doom's attack before it can do too much damage. Maybe they'll destroy the screens, a complete reversal of 67. After a confrontation, we'll take the opportunity to escape to the speaker base, where we see a hint of Titan Speakerman, the kind of return. Then in episode 80, we'll see Titan Speakerman return in full force. So, yeah, can't wait till Berserker says, "You have no idea who's coming." And then G arrives and toilets all over the place. It's gonna go so hard. But you might disagree. Who do you think will arrive? Titan Speakerman? Titan Cameraman? Subscribe.